Well, this is the last week before my son and I return to the school year, and we're going to have to find a way of maintaining our challenge to become the best climbers we can be whilst holding down a full-time job or a full-time academic career. And we've really loved the time that we've had to dedicate to this project over the last 8 weeks and to record these videos. But I wanted to make this recording because I don't want to give the impression that it's always been easy. My planned training has sometimes been hampered by minor injuries. I'm dealing with 2 shoulder mobility issues at the moment, which are causing me some discomfort, and they're preventing me from completing certain routes, even when I do a good warm-up. And sometimes it's not been easy to get the balance right between my desire to improve and my ability to enjoy where I'm at. And there's a frustration which comes sometimes when I don't climb to what is my perceived ability. And what you're seeing here is a session that I recorded a few days ago, which was particularly psychologically taxing. There was a good volume of climbing that I managed to fit in with some solid sends, but as fatigue kicked in, I started a fail route that I had previously climbed confidently, and I found myself putting myself under pressure to get good footage, and that compounded my negative self-talk and my low mood. So this red route, for example, I'd completed with some pretty tasty heel hooks, and it was a route that I felt quite proud of. And when I returned to it on this day, I couldn't even get halfway up it before I came away. And it made me realize that at times I am my own worst enemy with these kinds of challenges, and it wasn't something I was particularly enjoying. The same could be said for this purple route. Again, something I'd completed with relative ease just the previous session, and yet this time, even though the holds were very positive and I had a good sense of what the route should be, I just didn't have what it took to send it. So I realized from this session that I've got a lot more work to do in terms of mindset and for accepting what I know to be true in principle, which is that progress is not always linear. I think sometimes it's easy to believe that we just need to put more effort, try harder, get more psyched, when the reality is that good climbing comes from serious play, having an attitude where we want to improve and where we are willing to give the best of ourselves, but not letting go of the fact that this is supposed to be fun. And on this session, I definitely didn't get that balance right. And I've muted the sound here, but there are all kinds of grunts and grimaces and exclamations of anguish as I fail to nail this yet again. But this video was entitled Highs and Lows, and just one session later we came across this Cyan route, and I'm delighted to say that my son and I were able to both complete our first V5 of our climbing journey, and this is it. It's composed of 15 holds in total, not all of which I used, and it's the kind of problem with multiple possible solutions with no one specific beta being pointed towards. It's the kind of route that suits my emerging style. It's vertical rather than overhanging. There are no particular slopers, and while these holds, some of them are little nubs, they are reasonably positive. Oh, and I should say at this point that this is now the 6th session that I've been breaking in my new La Sportiva Squama shoes. And if you remember from a previous video, I had downsized by 2 sizes and was concerned that maybe they were going to be a bit small for me, but I'm delighted to say that they have expanded or stretched a little, and I've become used to wearing them, and I'm really climbing positively with this footwear now. So I'm pleased I made the choices I did. So this is me climbing my first V5 successfully. I decided to leave this particular version of the climb in, even though it's not pretty, and I do a lot of problem solving on the hoof as I'm climbing here, because I just didn't really want to give you something that was polished after I'd done the route multiple times. It was better, I thought, to kind of capture the real first ascent. I was quite pleased here that I managed to turn this into a mantle and then do a back drop knee to secure this foot placement. And if there was a crux to the route, it's probably actually this next bit. As I reach up to the hold above me, it's not as positive as it might look, and I now need to commit my feet to this larger hold here before I reach up. And it did feel a little bit sketchy, but as you can see, I completed it and I'm delighted. And then I called my son over, showed him this route, and he also completed it with significantly less drama than I demonstrated here. So there you go. Was the route sandbagged? I don't know, but I'll take the win and keep moving forwards.